All right, UFC 306 is in the bag. The Spear, the Mexican Independence Day. UFC Noche is done, it's dusted, it's over. And so is the title reign of Sugar Sean O'Malley for now. First of all, the Spear did not disappoint. My God, the visual effects were unbelievable. Tell me you weren't impressed with that. If you say you weren't, you are absolutely full of shit. That was unbelievable. It really was. I wish throughout my career I could have fought somewhere like that. The massive holograms of the fighters, they must have been 50 feet tall. The effects, the movies, the sounds, everything, just wild stuff. Unbelievable. That was great. The Spear was a star, but the real star of the night was Sugar Sean O'Malley, a man that had the ability to go on and become one of the biggest stars that we've ever seen in the whole sport of mixed martial arts. But of course, you've got to continue winning fights. Like Dana White said, kind of like Anderson Silva, he was kind of so-so with the crowds for a while, but when you continue to win and defend the belt and knock people out and put on stunning displays of violence and mixed martial arts, people get on board the hype train. Sadly, tonight, the hype train has taken a derailment. Sugar Sean O'Malley was defeated soundly. According to the judges' scorecards, 49-46, 48-47 on the other two scorecards. It could have been a 50-45. It could have been a 49-46. Those two other judges that gave it 48-47, it doesn't matter. Like Merab said, it doesn't matter. Everybody knows he dominated him. And the reality is, he did. I have a tremendous amount of respect for Sugar Sean O'Malley. He's great for the sport. He's a great personality. He's an incredible fighter. And as a champion, he was phenomenal. But tonight, Merab Dvalishvili proved to be the kryptonite. Went out there over 5 rounds, pushed the pace, forced the action, got the takedowns, picked him up, put him down, roughhoused him, ragdolled him, guillotined him, just bossed him all over the octagon. At one point, even had him in a guillotine, kissed him on the neck, gave him a few kisses. Referee Herb Dean, for the first time of many, by the way, stepped in and was like, whoa, you can't do that. Merab's like, you know what? So what? Sorry. Gets up, goes for a walk, because he was so confident he could continue to take him down. To be fair to O'Malley, he jumps to his feet quick as a cat, boom, launches one, then it was the end of the round. You know what? That was Merab's fault. Sean was allowed to do that. But let's speak about Herb Dean. He definitely got involved in the action on more than one occasion tonight, okay? Right at the start of the fight, Merab was having words and an argument with Tim Welch. That is the longtime cornerman and close friend of Sean O'Malley. I don't know what was going on. It was kind of hard to see, but referee Herb Dean got involved. He's like, no, you can't do that. Don't over corner. He told off the corner as well. Apparently, it was excessive coaching. You can't coach too much. You can't get involved. You can't talk shit to your fighter's opponent. But that wasn't the only time that Herb Dean interrupted, got involved, told them to stand up, told them to work. Herb Dean's one of the best in the business, but he was a little bit too quick to get involved tonight. Anyway, the reality is, it doesn't really matter tonight. Merab Dvalishvili, in the opening rounds, was moving around side to side all the time. And it's worth pointing out, Merab was moving more than any of Sean's former opponents. He was constantly on the move, in perpetual motion. How can Sean O'Malley track him down, corral him up against the fence and land those sniper shots if Merab is constantly in motion, dancing around and moving all over the octagon? It's damn near impossible. And the speed that he had to close the distance, grab a leg, single leg, blast a double. My God, at one point, I think it was round 3, he shot a blast double that launched O'Malley through the air. They took off, they landed on the ground, and from there, Merab continued to have a field day. There was a few moments where Sean O'Malley, threatened a couple of submissions and stuff like that, but ultimately didn't really get much going. It was a good night for Merab. It was a fantastic night for Merab. It was a typical night for Merab. This is what we've seen. He's now on. This video is sponsored by Premier Picks, which is owned and operated by Bardia Helmin, a top combat sports bettor and analyst with an all-time 70% strike rate, publicly tracked over 6 years. If you want to bet on fights and you're looking for help picking winners, then visit PremierFightPicks.com. With O'Malley versus Dvalishvili coming up at the Spear in Las Vegas this weekend and 11 more events scheduled over the next 3 months, now's the perfect time to sign up. Bardia is offering weekly, monthly and yearly subscriptions to get you in on the best MMA bets, quick picks and analysis. There are currently 3 bets posted for UFC 306, including an underdog and a prop, with plays on both the highly anticipated main and co-main events. Sign up now to view this content and more, including a couple of premium bets for next weekend's UFC Fight Night, Moicano versus Saint Denis. Lastly, follow Bardia on Instagram at Premier Fight Picks and on X at PFP Handicapping for access to free bets, analysis, and fight breakdowns. This is what we've seen. He's now on an 11-fight win streak. Check out this streak. Sean O'Malley, Henry Cejudo, Piotr Yan, Jose Aldo. 4 champs or former champs in a row. We should not be surprised or confused that this man is in this position. Before that, Marlon Moraes, a man that was doing big things. Cody Stamen, John Dodson, Gustavo Lopez, Casey Kenny, Brad Catone, Terrion Ware. That is the streak. And long may it continue, because the man was over the moon. When he got the belt, my God, overcome with emotion. Listen, I know what it feels like. You love to jump on top of the cage and give it one of them. The arena was kind of emptying out. Everyone was leaving. Merab was still on top of the cage. Georgia, let's go. Right? My whole family, we were in stitches. We were laughing our heads off. We couldn't have been happier for the guy. And of course, commiserations to Sean O'Malley, right? It was a bad night at the office. He couldn't get going. Yeah, in the 5th round, he landed a beautiful body kick, a nice teep, really dug the toes in. Kind of hurt Merab a little bit, and the commentators went on about it a bit. And he did. He backtracked, he danced around a little bit. Sean grew in confidence, landed a nice 1-2. But ultimately, it was too little. It was too late. So, next up for Merab is going to be Umar Nurmagomedov, okay? Careful what you wish for. You want to be the champion of the world. What do you get next? You get the next best contender, the next guy in line. And for Sean O'Malley, sadly, because he was a very vocal champion and he did dismiss others and he did talk a lot of shit, he's got the likes of Henry Cejudo coming after him on Twitter. Here is what Henry had to say. Hey, O'Methil, you wanted to be the next Conor McGregor. Well, now you are, because neither of you can defend a takedown. I'm teaching wrestling for cokeheads at 8 a.m. See you in the morning. Listen, you talk shit, you're going to get people coming after you when you fall from grace. Simple as that. No shame for Sean O'Malley. He'll be back. He'll learn some lessons. He's still a young man. He's still got lots to give the sport of mixed martial arts. But tonight belongs to Merab Dvalishvili. Now, before that, we saw Valentina Shevchenko reclaim her belt. She was the better fighter, clearly, right? There's no doubt about it. She won that fight. She went out there. She took Alexa Grasso down time after time, held her down, controlled her, didn't really go for too many submissions. Looked like she was going for a head and arm choke. She took the back here and there, but it wasn't a classic fight. It wasn't one that we're all dying to see again, okay? It was a dominant performance. She took her down. She held her down. She definitely grinded out a decision. You got to say congrats to Valentina Shevchenko. This woman's phenomenal, right? Even on the post-fight speech, she thanked everybody in 4 languages. Thai, Russian, English, Spanish. She's a very intelligent woman. She's now not only one of the best female fighters that we've ever seen, she's a 2-time flyweight champion. It's hard enough to become the champion, to climb that ladder, to get it, to defend the belt multiple times. But then to get knocked off, then to get pushed back in a draw, but then to come back and get it back, to become a 2-time champion. Unbelievable. As I said, she's a very nice lady. She's very humble. She's a beautiful martial artist. She's an incredible person. And I couldn't be happier for her. Alexa Grasso still got a lot to give. Next up, Manon Fior. And don't be surprised if the one and only Natalia Silva is in the title conversation very, very soon. Before that, speaking of title conversations, I'm telling you, Diego Lopez, this man, he's coming for that belt. I would love to see him versus Max Holloway or Ilia Topuria. He went out there tonight against Brian Ortega. Nearly got it done in the opening seconds in round 1. Beautiful right hand, left hook. I think the right hand knocked Ortega out because he was like this, and then boom, the left hook caught him and woke him up. He went down, some ground and pound shots, but then Lopez was he wanted to test his ground game. He wanted to send a message. He wanted to choke him out and beat Brian Ortega at his own game. Because of that, it kind of allowed Brian to get back into the fight and see the final bell. So there's a moral kind of victory. If you're Brian Ortega and you see the final bell, trust me, as a fighter, you want to lose by decision rather than getting finished. And the finishes were there multiple times for Diego Lopez, but he shouldn't have allowed himself to kind of contest on the ground. When you're on the ground, someone like Ortega can tie you up, wrap you up, go for submissions, clear all the cobwebs in your mind, gather your senses, clear your thoughts, and go for broke once again. On the feet, he was okay. He landed a few straight shots, but Diego Lopez was far quicker, far more ferocious. Before that, Esteban Ribovics taking on Daniel Zellhuber. Ribovics got the job done, but it wasn't easy. These two people, they embodied the Mexican fighting spirit from start to finish. Oh my God, dropping each other, rocking each other, just going for broke, hell for leather, standing in the pocket. At one point, Ribovics dropped Zellhuber and he unloaded with what seemed to be a 75,000 punch combination. He just never stopped. And Zellhuber was just against the ropes, just doing this, hands up, doing that. People in my house were like, this should be stopped. I said, no, he's defending, he's moving, he's thinking, he's conscious, right? He's aware of what is going on in the octagon. That's why the referee didn't stop it, and that's why the referee made the right call. But there was no doubting who the winner was. Well done, entertaining fight. Zellhuber showed himself to be worthy of his place in the UFC, but Esteban Ribovics once again got the job done. And opening up the main card, Ronaldo Rodriguez comes back from a nasty scare in round one, gets dropped, hits the canvas, almost gets finished. Ode Osborne gets him in a really deep triangle, almost locks it up, but doesn't, and slowly but surely, Ronaldo Rodriguez works his way back into the fight. Now, at the start of the main card, we saw a little movie, and in between every fight, we saw a movie, and they were really cool. I mean, some of the effects were just unreal. Absolutely fantastic stuff, and I'm sure it was thrilling for the people in the Sphere. The way that it was immersive, the way that all the confetti dropped and rose petals and stuff like that. Watching at home, it was hard to tell whether or not they were just on the screen or for real they were dropping in the arena. I thought they were dropping for real in the arena. That's how convincing they were. And I was thinking to myself, well, hold on a minute. They're going to get in the octagon. So I even said out loud, I said, well, they must have put a net over the top of the octagon. I thought I'd figured it all out. I said, yeah, they just put a net over the top of the octagon to stop the confetti and the rose petals getting in. You can't be throwing down in a bed of roses. But no, it wasn't. It was on the screen. I'm an absolute idiot. Maybe it's because I got one eye, or maybe because I'm just stupid. I don't know. I fell for it. It was absolutely fantastic. Tonight belongs to the one and only Georgia's own Merab Dvalishvili. Can't wait to see what he does next. The man works his ass off all the time. Very, very humble. As he said, he's a normal guy. He's just like me. He's just like you. And he deserves all of this success. Thank you for watching my recap. Subscribe, ring the bell. See you soon.